Hello everybody, welcome back, and have our first ever yap and ride where I yap and you guys watch my ride. Pretty exciting, I know. And the vote was on riding story. So let me show you my riding story. Now, obviously we've got like 8 minutes to do my entire riding story, so we're gonna do like a quick summary basically of the riding story. It started when I was in the 4th grade, okay, and this girl, she rode horses, and I was like, that sounds pretty dang cool. So I'd always ask her about horses, and I started reading about horses, and I was like, I want to do this. So we booked a trail ride. I loved it, okay, and then we got into lessons, and this is when I started off Western. So fun fact, I did start off Western Pleasure, and it was honestly pretty slay. I would go out usually once a week, ride for 30 minutes, and that did include tacking up and untacking, so I was kind of on the horse for very little. And every week I would just look forward to that one lesson, and it was so exciting and so much fun. I had a great time, and I think it got to the point where like they had an English saddle, and I was like, I want to ride English. And they let me ride English, and I was like, I like this so much better, I tell you. So I was like all excited, and I was like, we're doing English every single lesson now. So we started doing English every single lesson, and then I think it got to the point where like the drive was really far. It was like 35 minutes away to get to the barn, and that's kind of a long drive. So we started looking for a barn that was a little bit closer to our house, and that's how we found my second barn. And then we moved there, I think, in 2021. I mean, that sounds about right, 2021. Okay. And that's where we started learning how to jump. And we started jumping, I think, like 2 months later, maybe a month later. And we just kind of kept going from there. Amazing. We had a couple little confidence knocks. But then after that, we just kept going. We were working with jumping. I was on Peaches, the Diva, and like all the ponies. And I like literally just rode ponies. And we were just working on courses, and it was quite slay. Then I think it was like the start of November. And yeah, that's where Bareback got introduced. And I'm not even joking you, ever since that point on, from that barn, I just rode Bareback. I would ask my trainer after every lesson to ride Bareback. I'd be like, can I Bareback Peaches? And, he'd always be like, sure, just don't scream bloody murder. So we did that, and it was like so slay. It was so much fun, and I love barebacking, and I had so much fun barebacking with my friends. If you guys have seen any of my like old videos, we did a lot of fun stuff. Okay, now it's the winter of 2023. There we go. Winter of 2023. And that trainer leaves the barn. So we kind of are just like not jumping. Everyone's still riding, but like it's kind of like less jumping until we get like a jumping trainer. Okay? That's like pretty reasonable. So when we get the jumping trainer, our jumping was a little sketchy. So we had some work to do. And we kept working. I was riding Woody, and I was kind of like, this is not working. And then one lesson I got put on Lily. That was like amazing. I was like, this horse is amazing. And I love this horse. It was amazing. Okay. You guys don't even understand. You can watch it was like at the dressage lesson video. Then we jumped. I got to jump her like on the weekend. And I was like, this is perfect. And this is when the jumper dream started. Oh, we're in 2024, by the way. So it's 2024, we're working jumping Lily, and we did this, it started in March, and I think I continued to jump Lily all the way up until like August, and that's when I switched to Ozark. Now we all know Ozark. Ozark is the biggest diva, and like my actual diva, he's my best friend, pure divas. Yeah, lots of diva-ing with Ozark. Okay, the plan always with Ozark was to show him one day. We know in the future we did not do that. But anyways, to continue our story, like late 2024, I originally was not a fan of Ozark. I found him very hard to ride and a little bit scary sometimes. But then I think in November, just something clicked. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I love this horse. I understand how to ride him now. I can do it confidently. And that winter was rough, but like, yeah. Because jumping it was going really good, guys. Okay, it was going really good. And then it kind of all crashed and burnt down. And I really just like wasn't having a good time riding, and it was slowly becoming less enjoyable. But I still had the idea that I wanted to show. Okay, your girl wanted to show. So we were trying to keep going with that. And I think around in March, they were like, you need to lease to show. And at this time, I was in competitive cheer 3 to 4 days a week with nationals and like summit coming up. I was like, I can't do this. So what did I do? We started looking for another barn, which was True Course. And after lots of looking, you know, we eventually called, got like a little tour of the place, and I was like, okay. Then obviously we fell off and we got stuck in a neck brace with a concussion for a little bit. So that then kind of pushed me moving back to True Course. But honestly, I was kind of okay because when I got back and I rode Lily, the equitation was amazing. And before I left, I did meet some really new, nice people at the old barn, which was pretty slay. So then once we moved to True Course, obviously we didn't know what to do. We originally were not planning to lease, okay? We were thinking about it, but then we found out like the pricing. We were like, no, girl. So we just kind of were doing like lessons, except getting lessons is really hard. So we were going like every 2 weeks to 3 weeks. And then we had a lesson on Roy like 2 times. And I was like, this horse is so diva slay. And he is just amazing. And then one day my trainer was like, you know, he's for like a half lease. And we were kind of like, okay. So we started looking into it. And then we started leasing Roy. I know, guys, pretty exciting. Now we're at the more exciting part. We started leasing him in August, and we started showing IEA in like literally 30 days. So obviously we're now prepping for IEA, and we're getting into the IEA season. And the IEA season this year was amazing. It was so good. We finished off the IEA season, qualified in individual flat, and then team rider for flat too. And then we went to WEC. WEC was amazing. Best thing ever. I love it. I want to go back one day. And then obviously Roy and I have been mainly flatting. We're just getting back into our jumpies, okay? Where I'm actually jumping him this weekend. So do not worry. I'm not even joking, you guys. I go to zones, I come back, and then I jump Roy. So pretty dang slay. So make sure you stay tuned because this weekend is going to be chaotic, and I know you're going to want to watch the zones vlog. So be prepared for a zones vlog to come out. Oh my goodness, look at, we are doing our amazing little one-handed riding work. Okay, so we then obviously had regionals, and now we're going to zones. So this kind of sums up my riding story, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any questions in the comments, let me know, girl, and I can kind of fill in any gaps if I miss something. Have questions? Comment down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this yap and ride. Comment also what other ones you want to see, okay? So thank you so much for watching the first ever Yap and Ride. It was so much fun to make this. I'm so excited to make more, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!